So as with yesterday, it's Heiko here on the cam. I'm doing some projects with Sam and we'll be covering parts of Speaker's Corner and some events. So I'll just get to introduce you to sort of the Speaker's Corner that I know first of all, and then I'll be making a speech a little bit later on, but I'll cut that down. So this is one of the regular speakers at Speaker's Corner. He's called Martin Bessman. He's been speaking all decades, since the 1970s. He runs a comedy club in North London.
Well, I did say before you
Jewish,
came that I was not
fiercely anti-lockdown,
claim to be an expert,
probably anti-Putin over Ukraine.
They told regarding the stuff over the last couple of years. I hear what you're saying, but on the other hand, I have my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions. The fact is, and what can't be denied, is that this conflict was created by Putin himself. That was his decision to go to war. And the problem is, there is an inevitability about this war that could become. It could escalate, it could be a nuclear war. It's a very dangerous thing what's happened.
Yeah, of course, war is dangerous, but it did not start.
I'll tell you why it's dangerous, because if I hurt you as a woman in any way, emotionally or physically, what do you feel? You want your revenge. It's quite understandable. If I was in a relationship with you, God forbid, because we'd be arguing
in the Lord Jesus Christ, we find perfection through Him who was made in all points like we are, and yet without sin. That's why
voice is
Jesus
quite loud,
Christ
but you see,
was
it
willing to come
fails
into
to
this
attract an
world
audience because of
and
the way in which
suffer in the place of
the
sinners,
speaking is this
so that you and I,
condemning everybody,
by
basically.
believing in
It's a
Him,
regular pattern
might
for a
be
lot of Christian
justified,
speakers.
might be
But he's a
cleared
nice
of
enough guy
guilt,
when he gets off the platform,
might
funny
be
enough.
declared righteous. Why? Because of any righteousness in ourselves? No.
This man here is a Catholic Evidence Guild. They've actually had a platform here for decades. How long have you guys had a platform here?
Since before the war.
Okay. There was an old boy who used to speak here. I can't remember what his name
Leonard.
was.
He was here since the 1950s.
Oh, is that right? There you go. Yeah.
Obviously, he's passed away now.
Yeah. So how did you take up the cudgel?
Found it by accident.
Is it?
In a church in North London. Then I didn't even know about Speaker's Corner.
Why is Speaker's Corner important to you as a Catholic, as a believer in Jesus and
It's
Christianity?
one of those places where you can talk about the gospel. It's understood that's where people will come here to hear what people have to say about a whole range of topics, of course. I know it's dominated by religion now, but of course it's historically been characterised by religious people, by politically motivated people. I understand, much more diverse in the past than it is these days.
So people say. I don't know if it's really true.
I don't know. That's what they say.
Yeah. And why is it important? Why is this free speech important? Why is it important to have the different views?
Well, if we don't have freedom of speech, then we're going to find that the general public will be manipulated, as is happening, has happened on a whole set of topics. We know it's happening now, right now, with the Ukraine crisis. We know it's taken us into wars in Libya and in Iraq, in the Falkland Islands. In fact, you could even say...
What do you think about do you know the Mother Superior at the Tyburn Monastery?
Yes.
Tyburn...
yes.
You know she's very, very anti-lockdown and anti...
I didn't know that.
Yeah, ferociously so. Well, I didn't know. I thought you might have known her. Okay.
Yeah, well, there's a free-thinking set of nuns over there.
Yeah, very.
In lockdown.
Yeah, they were very ferociously against the lockdown.
lockdown.
But yeah.
By choice. Because they were enclosed nuns.
Well, that's a different issue.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your name? What was your name again?
Phil.
How long have you been coming down Speaker's Corner?
Since the mid-90s.
Mid-1990s. All right, Phil. See you later. Yeah, that's
I've changed my
it.
mind on
Catholic
lockdown.
Evidence Guild. Yeah. Hey.
I've changed my mind on lockdown.
Oh, there you go. Good for
I
you.
was for it. I think it's terrible.
Okay. So basically, normally, I've been speaking here since 1985. Normally there are probably 10 to 15 speakers. At the peak, at any time when I've been up here, it might be 30 max. And it's true that it's dominated to a large degree by different religious factions. And also because of the area, you also have quite a high Middle Eastern contingent. This guy's very loud and mouthy. I'm not going to go over to it for now. But one of the most interesting things, however, is these little discussions that go on all around. How are you? How are you? Yeah, you didn't take it, no?
No, I had it.
You had it, yeah? Was it all right?
It was fine. I had it because I was in the hospital. They wouldn't allow me in the hospital for my stash, so I didn't take it.
But do you know about Mohammed Hijab? What happened to him?
Yes.
Before?
I lost feeling in my arm for 2 days, but I was it.
Oh, right, okay. Well, still, that's not good. Loose feeling in your arm, is it?
No, it was quite nice, actually.
Is it? Oh, right. Stop you using it. And so the discussions in the corners can often be more interesting than the speeches. Speeches can often be of different quality. What's your message, love? And you have like people who really want to get a message across, like this lady here. What's your message, my dear? Why are you here? The divinity of Jesus.
Most people here don't believe in the divinity of Jesus. That's all.
Okay. And you do, yeah?
Yes.
When did you start believing in it?
Long time ago.
Why? Do you know why? Was it something happened one day that made you change your mind, or
I don't believe this bit. This is what I don't agree with. I don't
you know
believe
with a bit of it, no?
That's my only concern with it. I don't believe that God spoke when Jesus was baptized. I think
But why is that important to you?
It is important.
Why is it important to you?
They're talking on behalf of God and they're saying God said something when I believe He didn't. So for me that's wrong, because that for me is a lie man's created.
Is that a specific thing that you've picked on out of all the things? Okay.
Yeah, I don't.
So what type of Christianity do you follow, or do you make your own up?
I disagree with making up things that are not true about God.
Okay.
Then you're not a Christian.
I am more of a Christian because I will be defiant against people that lie on behalf of God.
Who is lying? What is a lie?
She's saying if someone said something that's wrong, that she thinks is wrong, then that's misleading about what God said or Christianity is.
We have to prove how it's wrong.
You can't prove it happened, and I can't prove it didn't happen. So we have to agree to disagree.
Now, you make an assessment, don't you? You know.
So
I'll leave you two to argue, yeah? Look, we've got everyone on the camera here argue with this guy. So I think what you've got here is a Christian speaking against a Muslim. What's going on here? What's the argument?
Between
Christian and Muslim, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a regular occurrence here, Christian, Muslim, sort of arguing their treaties out, some of which can be rather tedious. But like I say, you've got little groups here discussing. They can be all sorts of things. They could be about those types of thematics, but they can also be very wide mixtures of sort of people's views and philosophies and ways of looking at the world. How you doing, Steve? All right? How long have you been coming up here?
Sorry?
He's on a subject channel.
How long?
So you got
20 years.
20 years. Why did you come up here, first of all?
I discovered it randomly by chance, I think, initially, but just fell in love with it as soon as I came upon it. And it's one of the reasons that keeps me in London, to be honest.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, it's right. We're repeating each other. What about you? You're a speaker's corner aficionado, aren't you?
We may have had a chat about this before, but I'll do it again. I've been coming here over 50 odd years.
50.
My dad used to bring me from 1968 onwards, I remember.
Right.
And he'd bring me with his, holding his
So
hand.
was he a hippie or was he condemning the hippies?
No, he used to come here. He used to talk to people like Wedgwood Ben in the past, and Lord Sofa and all these people. But he was the one who really got me into Speaker's Corner, and I've been coming ever since, basically over the years, over the generations. So I'm now 61.
What draws you here? What is it about the place that, isn't it just a madhouse full of all these?
No, I don't see it as that. I mean, it does have its mad moments, but I find it as it's a great place to interact. It's a very good educational place. Meeting a whole dichotomy of people here with different religions and different stages of their lives, from wealth to everything, and it's a learning curve as well. So I may be giving something to someone, and they may be giving something back to me.
So give me one instance of something quite dramatic that you learned here.
I think because there's a lot of religion here at the moment, I've been schooled in Christianity and Judaism from my school days. I had a Judaic Christian upbringing. but I didn't really know much about Islam, and I now have quite a knowledge base about Islam, I think. I visited quite a few Islamic countries, but now I have a bigger understanding of Islam. I can argue back better now from maybe my interaction here. I think is probably the biggest thing that's probably happened to me. That I become more of an expert.
A lot of people get the impression that the Muslims here are sort of aggressive and all that. Do you find... You've obviously found people who are quite calm and relaxed and discuss with them.
I'm going to be honest, I don't generalise on anybody, and I think there's a mixed bag. There have been people who've been very aggressive to me, where I've had to use my self-control under Speaker's Corner, the right to be offended, as you know, and other people where we've had fantastic conversations and shook hands and walked off. So I think that's the excitement of Speaker's Corner. The last comment, really, the excitement of Speaker's Corner is not knowing really what you're going to get each Sunday when you turn up.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks very much, mate. Cheers. See you another time, yeah? How you doing, all right? What brings you over here? Another time.
Everyone sees this discussion,
See, they've got camera central. Cam on cam. What's the argument about?
Whether Jesus was crucified on the cross or not.
Okay, or was he on a tree? Was he on a tree stump? Or was he crucified at all, you mean?
Yeah. Was he crucified at all?
Okay.
The argument is...
Listen. Let him finish. We didn't direct any question to you or to him. He's directing a question to him. Yeah, you can speak. What we do from here?
And is it an argument or an evidence-based?
Evidence-based, meaning taking quotes from
Pray for your silence. We pray that for you.
Thanks very much.
So okay, show me that one.
You doing all right?
The one from behind the thing.
Your family all right?
Yes. Nice thingy. What
I just got a lot of bobbly from Primark just to cover the wind a bit.
Nice.
This is a potential way in for people to make.
How you doing all right?
Yeah, good. To make Hollywood movies and to open up the whole, the industry, all of the discourse in movies and so on. It could be. I was just talking about Ben Shapiro. He's making his way slowly into Hollywood now, and it looks as though they're going to make quite a lot of money with a few films they're bringing out soon. So it'll be another angle of Hollywood, hopefully coming back or being rekindled, if you like.
Okay.
Don't rule by the Jews, though.
Oh! He didn't say that. That's conspiracy theory ruled by the Jews. There you go. Oh, this man, I didn't get... I do apologise, sorry, for not sending them off yet. I will find them. They're on an old phone, these pictures, and I will send them to you. I'm very sorry I didn't send them to you before, yeah? The pictures, I took some pictures of you, and I promised to send them, but I didn't send them, and you've forgotten that you asked me again.
Yeah, because a lot of people say things and they don't.
Well, it's not. I haven't forgotten it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
How long have you been coming to Hyde Park?
I come every now and again.
When did you first start?
About 2 years after getting shot in the head.
Right.
I left for dead. I came down here because I heard Marcus Garvey.
He used to come here, yeah.
Grand speeches and all that.
Yeah.
I come down here, but me debating with many characters led me to actually copy and Speaker's Corners has got many government agents in now.
I'm sure there are, yeah.
Brother, I'm going to leave you to it. It was good to talk to you. Hopefully I can talk to you again soon.
Chairs and tables. Take care.
Take care, brother.
Sorry for interrupting that. What's your your whole caboodle about?
I'm similar to Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
But
what you mean? You got loads of young ladies who chase you?
not talking about that arena yet.
Okay.
But so I'm similar to Untitled Chapter, but I'm not silent. I'm not dead silent either.
Right.
I tell jokes, but they're not meant to be jokes. They're meant to wake up your intellectual intelligence on angles that this concrete jungle mason establishment don't want your brain cells to examine.
Okay.
But I say no stone unturned. Religious stones are concrete jungle shop. Every stone needs to be unturned and examined. Religious King James, Miami, every stone, no stone.
So is that the importance
unturned.
of Speaker's Corner to you? To turn over stones and look at things?
I realise Speaker's Corner just ain't like how it used to be.
Okay.
And there's many virus characters lodged in Speaker's Corner are characters that don't debate.
Once in a while. It's not that common, is it? Once every few weeks you'll have a little bit of a ruck.
Yeah. The discussion is narrow-minded. The discussion isn't getting to the nitty-gritty. When I say that I'm talking about religion is man-made.
Okay.
Islamic, Christianity, Buddhist, whatever you can dig up is man-made, controlling the mental capacity of people in general.
That's a very strong argument. I'll catch you another time, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, see you later, man.
Send it over to me, please.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll send that one. All right, see you later, man, yeah? I've got your email. I haven't. Give me the email again. Just give me the email again. And I've got it on the tape.
Small letters.
Yeah.
VIEW.
Yeah.
EYEVOICE@gmail.com.
Okay, I'm sending.
voice@gmail.com.
Okay, great.
Don't forget
I won't.
now.
I won't. No, none. How you doing, man? All right. So there's Ali Dawa here. He's got quite a following on. Yeah, good. You? So I'll just do a quick one, a generic here. Why'd you come down to Speaker's Corner? What's worthwhile about it?
To be honest, I like meeting new people. I like talking. I like being given the opportunity to defend my religion, to answer misconceptions, because I do believe it's not just words that have been spoken here, but that has a ripple effect. I believe people like the Christchurch attacker, the one who carried out the attacks in Finsbury Park, there's people here that play a role in these people's actions. So people think it's just talking. It's not talking.
Yeah.
You're dehumanizing a group of people.
Yeah.
And dehumanizing has a ripple effect, which means there'll be people out there who are going to take matters into their own hands because they believe your rhetoric. So that's why I'm here to debunk that, because if I don't, it's as good as me not coming here, as good as me seeing someone dying.
Right.
That's how I see it.
Right. So your main objective then, you're saying, is to sort of influence that layer of people who might be susceptible to stupid actions.
Yeah, of course, he has been brainwashed, being taken advantage of. So I'm here just to show, we can build bridges, within communities. I have nice discussion with yourself, other people, just to show that we have our differences, but we can have those differences in a peaceful manner.
Yeah. And why is that so important? Other than for that reason, why is it so important to have free speech and debate and discussion?
Well, it's good because if we don't talk, if you look at most of these issues between friends, partners, wife or husband, etc., or friends, is a lack of communication. It's I thought he said that, or but I thought you meant this. When you talk, you realize I did not mean that. And then these issues will be resolved. Most of these issues are because of a lack of communication. And we live in social media. Your wife messages you something like, where are you? And you read it as, where are you? Why are you talking to me like that for? And it's like, no, I just asked you where you are. And like, no, you're being rude. It's because there's no expression. You're not seeing any expression, you know? So that's why it's very important, especially at times where social media is so,
pandemic, lockdown, stuck at home, communication, 2 years of madness, isn't it?
You know, you don't want to be in each other's face too much. So maybe you should leave the wife or the wife leave the husband at home and come to the park.
All right, see you later, man, yeah? So I used to do a show called the Speaker's Corner Show. It was around Speaker's Corner following the arguments. Hatoun here, you might remember, she was stabbed in the head a few months back, and has been quite a controversial figure because she directly challenges the Islamicists, sometimes quite provocatively, like, cartoons and that sort of thing, which some people found outrageous, and she did suffer for it, but she's certainly she's a convert from Islam to Christianity, and she's certainly not afraid to come here as a tiny little girl and get cameras on her and speak her point of view. I'll interview her another time.
And I'll ask them, and they'll say yes, this is true. And they'll say it's true because they know it's Sahih. They know it's Sahih. When you're ready.
How are you, right? How are you?
This is white or black?
I'm
40. This is white or black?
I don't know. What do you say?
He don't give me an answer.
He took a human form.
You're not sure?
To save this man, beloved brother. Jesus loves him so much.
Are you saving him?
Jesus
you look like you've got the compassion to do that. I must say that. You do.
Hey, brethren, I am telling you, were you able to say one another thank you for what you have done for me, for everything that you've done for my family? Because you provided.
That's again a bit of a fire and brimstone behaviour, and the tendency, so the way that voice is spreading is not attracting people, and it's not because, and that's what I've learned over the years, not because of what he's saying. It's how you say it. So there are ways to attract attention even if you've got exactly the same views and the same voice as that, funny enough. How you doing, man, alright? Here's a man who's been doing recordings all around Britain over the last couple of years. Come back. And then there's a guy over here called Bob the Builder, who's a Christian, again, very much anti-Islam, but he's pretty much happy to argue anything.
Has come to her, meaning that Mary is the mother of Yahweh.
She was 12 years old.
Mary was the mother of Yahweh. Unfortunately, we just have to ignore certain rude characters in the past.
Can I just reply to that? The question was, where can you find God the Son in the Bible? That term, God the Son, cannot be found there. That's what I was looking for. Now, to be called Lord...
Okay, so you get an impression now some of these things are, purely doctrinal discussions and probably not of much interest to many people. But as you heard, there are some much more sort of polite discussions. How are you, my friend? All right? How are you? All right? Good. Why do you come to Speaker's Corner?
I come here to have great conversations with people I disagree with.
Okay, why is that important?
Because I like hearing other opinions, and I like getting out and just meeting people and
are you fine with discussing any of the ideas discussed
absolutely.
here? Yeah,
I'll discuss anything.
Do you think there's a taboo that should never be, things that should never be discussed?
No.
What about Holocaust? If someone said Holocaust never happened, what would you say?
I've discussed that with people here.
Yeah. And what about COVID? Well, we know about that.
I've discussed
COVID
that
denial, climate denial.
I've videoed you talking about COVID.
Yeah.
Last week, 2 weeks ago when it was raining.
Yeah.
The pouring rain, we still came.
Okay, thanks very much. See you again later. How are you, mate? All right? Good.
What's thinking? What's happening?
What's going on? I'm asking you. Now, this is a general channel at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's simple. What brings you to Speaker's Corner? Why is it important?
A lot of minds, and you learn something from somewhere. There's a lot of intelligent people and stupid people. I was brought up that you can learn something from someone totally mad, a very young person, a very intelligent person, and a grown-up person. Plus a nice fresh air, and I've got a lot of friends in. I've been coming here for about 40 years now.
How many?
40.
40 years,
I'm
well, like
60
me,
years.
a bit longer than me.
Yeah. And obviously, the number one answer is because I like to come and listen to you, my friend.
Ah, that's not true, but that's very nice.
Any more questions, sir?
No, that'll do for now. Another time.
Okay.
Yeah? See you later, yeah?
Well, I can't because you're elderly and I don't think we'll marry either. You know, so, you know what I mean? Listen, you have a safe journey back to South Albans.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, and thank you for the talk.
And you know, I'm trying to economise. That's why I'm coming up by train and bus now.
Yeah.
But this taxi driver who lives around the corner from me is very good. He rings me at about 6:45 in the morning to see what I'm going to do. Because if it pours with rain at the beginning of the day, I probably will get him to take me to the station or something because I don't want to start.
How you doing, all right? So the idea was, just to sort of show you a sort of insider's take on Speaker's Corner, a little bit different perhaps to what you get from someone who hasn't been around here for years. So that's the idea. And I used to do the Speaker's Corner show, and that show would take people around, get the atmospherics. Busy boy on a bike. And it was broadcast on Residence FM for many years. Unfortunately, during the pandemic, it got some complaints, and I was taken off air, basically. Okay, one more guy we got over here, Kyle. Kyle's been speaking relatively few years now, 4 or 5 years. He's got a little bit of a bug for it. He's one of the newest speakers.
I love it. I love to see it.
If you were God, what would you do?
No, it's not just about NATO either. I condemn all the leftists out there saying this is based Russia reclaiming the borderlands. It's just
How would you resolve it if you had the power?
Look, I'm not here to primarily talk about solutions. I'm here to talk about the historical context and let you guys decide how you think the solutions should be. I think Ukraine should be a neutral country. I think it should build up its own economy, and we should not be trying to expand NATO to Ukraine. And in fact, NATO's never going to let Ukraine in. George Bush previously tried, not the younger one, the older one, tried to get Ukraine into NATO, and France and Germany vetoed it. It's not going to happen. It's just like the Falklands crisis. It's two bald men fighting over a comb. It's a waste of time to try and talk about Ukraine getting into NATO. It's never going to happen.
No. Ukraine has vast untapped gas reserves that we're going to threaten Russians.
We're not. I'm sorry, but Britain is not going to sanction Russia for gas. They will sanction them on everything else. Keep videoing me, Heiko.
Later. So I think I'll call that bit an end at that. I'll be about to get up and make a speech myself, we'll put separately on. But that's the sort of Speaker's Corner show, yeah? So if you're interested, do mark down, do say if you approve of it. And maybe we could do this as a regular sort of show, just wander around, catch the atmosphere, discuss with people, get their views on current affairs as well from sort of audience members and people hanging around here rather than just the speakers, yeah? So that's the idea. Okay, thanks very much. I'm signing off here for now, and then I'll be back on again in a little while. Someone else recording, adding recording, and I'll be making a speech myself. See you later.